Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is great Malabite, Arise News analyst, Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Emmanuel.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning, Dr. Van. I want to set the record straight as that one thing you said yesterday. You accuse other Africans of coming to take, our Nigerian lovely women here. Yeah. But what you didn't say is that when people too were coming in from Malabo, people in Nigeria went after their women.
Anyway, good morning, Victoria, Tundu.
Most of the Cameroonian students that came to Unica.
Good morning, Mr. Fenny.
Yes. Okay, they were most of them.
It's a floral Friday.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's looking good on you, as always.
Thank you.
But please don't allow Ruben to influence you. You are also using the term pandemic of the empty pocket. Don't allow it.
I used it once.
Please.
Am I to never use it again?
Please don't.
Ever.
We know those. Even Ruben question his use of that because I know him over 30 years. His assets, movable and immovable, human and material. So all those
I'll talk to my lawyers.
All those your pandemic of every pocket, it does not apply to you.
And the other one says a struggling journalist. He's not a struggling journalist.
Don't I struggle every morning?
Ruben, I use you to encourage younger ones to go for journalism when they're choosing their courses. Please, don't fall my hand, as we say it in Nigeria. Okay. Now let's start the review with this day. Nigeria's newspaper of record, the lead story. At last, Atiku, Wike meets, move to resolve their differences. Former VP throws down the gauntlet, says Nigeria can't make progress without restructuring. PDP presidential candidate appoints Dino Melaye, Daniel Bwala spokespersons. Ayu, Osun election signpost, victory for PDP in 2023. Of course, the other political party, the ruling party, also on the front page of this, the Adamu APCs or Muslim ticket, positive development. Some will say, really. Party names Lalong, Keyamo, campaign DG spokesman. I was chosen not as a Christian, says Plateau governor. Was he chosen as a pagan? I don't know.
Praise the Lord.
But you are a Christian, so you were chosen, you are a Christian. Of course, Shetima asks opposition candidates to name people they mentored like Tinubu. Yes. If we start with the APC, out yesterday, of course, the appointment of Simon Lalong, the governor of Plateau State. Yes, the same Lalong some of us were rooting for to be picked as a running mate because he's the chairman of the Northern Governors Forum, a prominent northerner. But of course, it was not chosen because Siwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will prefer a mostly Muslim ticket that in their calculation will yield the desired votes to give them victory. Well, Simon Lalong is on board and is the DG of the Siwaju campaign organization. So we see how it pans out, how he will explain this to his people, many of whom are also sitting with anger over the pick. Of course, Festus Keyamo is my brother. An honorable man. I hope you know that, Ruben. Yes. Well, he's been picked.
No, he's also my brother.
Okay.
Because he's half Delta, half Ogun State.
Okay, that's true.
I hope you know that.
He's our brother. Okay. Well, he has cognitive experience when it comes to speaking for presidential candidates.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, of course, he was spokesperson to the Buhari campaign organization.
Okay.
Yes. So he has cognitive experience. So it doesn't matter. He's been appointed again. He did the job very well, even if the product at the end of the day, some people have the capacity to sell ice to the Eskimos. So maybe he has that capacity and he will put it to use to help the Muslim ticket of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima. Now the PDP, yes, Atiku made that move, Atiku Abubakar, to see Wike yesterday because it was at his instance, according to the reports. I will call it, well, one giant step to reconciliation. Why? Because the followers or the supporters of Nyesom Wike, including Benue State Governor, he said it on this program, if you please Wike, we're all fine. He said it on our program. And now Atiku has made that move. And all Wike was saying the last time he had an outing without saying too much, promising to speak, well, he said, nobody has reached him. Nobody has reached him. They are claiming, they said, nobody has reached me. And he used some other words I would not like to repeat. But now Atiku has made that move. If I were to put that, use the subtext as we do it in Warri, Atiku simply went there. Wike, now maybe this, what you want. But I know Atiku don't speak such fluent pidgin English like we do in Warri and Port Harcourt. So, but I think it was a good move. And
so today, if any, you are speaking Yoruba, you are speaking pidgin.
Is
your Yoruba I'm worried about?
Certainly not my pidgin English. So, but it's a good move. And yeah, he had all the opportunity to put his grievances before Atiku Abubakar. Of course, other newspapers are reporting the story. The Guardian newspaper, Atiku breaks the ice, meets Wike in Abuja. While the Vanguard newspaper, 2023, Atiku Wike meet pledge to resolve PDP crisis in 7 days. While the Punch newspaper, Wike's camp condemns PDP's anti-North posture, 6 regrets. PDP cannot have BOT party chairman, others from North, Wike's loyalists. As it's a democratic party, we adhere to our constitution, says PDP spokesman. Lamido backs Atiku Wike's reconciliation. Wike's men demand equity, justice. Yes, talking about party offices, sharing of party offices. And okay, Ruben, you reel off a sharing formula, which you agree that is not official yet, but I hope nobody will try that. I don't want to repeat that formula, the one you mentioned. If the Atiku team wins the presidential election. Now, the Nation newspaper, PDP, 2023, PDP can win without Wike. Atiku tells parties BOT. I read this story with a fine-tooth comb, where quoting somebody who said Atiku said. That's not how to do your journalism. Let's just move on. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, 2023 general election, NSA, INEC, chair differ on polls. No going back, says Mongono. Insecurity, big threat, Yakubu cries out. True. If we don't curtail the level of widespread insecurity before February next year, then we don't want that kind of last-minute postponement of election like we've seen in previous years. We have the opportunity now. We can see the grave nature of the insecurity in the country. So let's deal with this matter now, so that before February, there can be some sanity when it comes to the insecurity in the country, and people can go out and vote peacefully. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly, the Times of London, like most newspapers in the UK today, reporting about the slide, Britain's slide into crisis. Bank chief, the Bank of England chief, warns long recession, interest rate rise, pushed up mortgage bill, worst squeeze for 60 years predicted. Yes, of course, Michael Wilson dealt with all this not too long ago.
Well, Emmanuel Efene, we don't seem to have more time, but very quickly, I'd like to pay tribute to Professor Akim Abogunje, who died yesterday at the age of 90, very prominent Nigerian, very distinguished scholar, you know, member of the Board of Trustees of the Nigerian National Order of Merit, former member of the Board of DIFRI, former chairman of the First City Interstate Merchant Bank, former Pro-Chancellor and chairman of the Governing Council of the Ogun State University, foremost geographer in Africa, not just in Nigeria, author of many books on urbanization, on towns, on history, very prolific, a very, distinguished man, patrician, a great citizen of Nigeria. He passed yesterday at the age of 90. And he lived a good life, a complete life, a life of fulfillment and service to both his community and to the international community. Father of Professor Folashade Ogunshola, who made it to acting vice chancellorship of the University of Lagos at a point, and a professor also in her right, a distinguished professor of medicine. He will be greatly missed, and he represents a great example of a generation of Nigerians that are passing away. Yesterday also, Nigeria lost former Inspector General of Police, 21st Inspector General of Police of Nigeria, IGP Tafa Balogun.
Yeah, Tafa Balogun.
He was 74. He had a distinguished career also. He was AIG, Zone 1 in Kano. He was Commissioner for Police in Abia, in Delta, and also, in other parts of and Cross River. And, he was leader of a rapid response squad at the time. Okay, there were issues.
Yes, and
with his career
in ignominy.
In 2004, when he was accused of fraud, when he was Inspector General of Police, money laundering charges.
He was tried.
70 charges. He was charged, he was convicted. But in terms of his record, as a professional, I think he discharged, his responsibilities in an excellent manner. But for that, last-minute crisis that he faced, he hoped in his lifetime that, he will probably get presidential amnesty, but he didn't get it. Okay? But, a mixed story in his own regard. A straight line story with regard to Professor Mabuguje. But nobody can take from the two of them the fact that they serve their country to the best of their abilities.
Well, thank you, Mr. Feni.